You're the Spider-Man.
No, I'm not. I'm not. This is just a costume. This is...
You're on the ceiling.
Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Lando Belial Jr., but you may call me Lando. And this past weekend, I saw Spider-Man Homecoming! Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, returns as Spider-Man! And I have to tell you, I absolutely enjoyed this film. I loved it. Great, all-around film. I mean, I liked it. I really did. Oh my goodness, was it so much fun to see this film. It's about time that we finally see somebody outside of Marvel decide to get their act together and some sort of compromise, you know? I mean, it looks like, it's like Sony told their biological parents, Marvel, this is still our child. By law, it's still ours. But you can have them. You can play with them, Marvel. But Spider-Man better be back by 10 o'clock, or I'm calling the cops. Come on, Spidey, we have so much fun. I mean, got so much to show you. Oh my god, all the things that you have missed over the years, so you're gonna love it, you're gonna love it. Come on, come on, come on. The whole premise behind this movie, pretty much the trailer tells you everything as to what's going on. But we're gonna say it anyway. Peter Parker still wants the superhero after Civil War. He still wants to go at it. He still wants to go fight the bad guys. But there's nothing to do. He's got nothing going on. So he just pretty much roams around the neighborhood, just being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Until he comes across a crew that has weapons that were made of alien technology. Now he wants to get involved in that. He wants to really crack down and figure it out. And he's saying, like, let's call the Avengers, let's get these people, let's get these bad guys, it's alien technology, for goodness sakes. And he finds out the person running it is a guy named Adrian, who also goes by the Vulture. We finally get the Vulture in this movie, and I'll talk about that guy a little bit later. This particular Peter Parker / Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland, they get it right. They finally got it correct. It was great. It was so amazing to see this particular Spider-Man. He is a teenager. He actually portrays the teenager the way it should be. He's naive. He's inexperienced. He overestimates himself, just like a teenager should. Now, you could argue the fact that because, you know, he's only been a superhero for a small amount of time, the same way Tony Stark or Steve Rogers has been. But the difference is that yes, those two adults have only been superheroes for a short amount of time, but they're still adults. So they still have experience under their belt. Unlike Peter Parker, who, well, you know, he's still both a teenager and a superhero. So he has no experience on both realms. That really puts him at an advantage and actually makes him more dangerous than anything else, because he doesn't think the same way or has the same experience like an adult would. He is actually responsible for a lot of this crap that went down. And it really isn't necessarily the Vulture and everyone else that screwed up. It was more Spider-Man. He just made it worse instead of just stepping back, laying low, and just let the others handle it. Let the authorities or anyone else handle this situation. No, no, no. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I'm Spider-Man. I have to do it. Wave sling. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I'm not Spider-Man. That's you got me confused for some other guy. Bye. Despite his naivety, despite his ignorance, despite his lack of experience, he is still very determined. He is still ambitious, and he still is willing to get the job done. So I love that about him. He was willing to, even though he screwed up, to learn from his mistakes and to grow from it. And I love that. I love the fact that he actually had something more than just saying, oh, now that I'm a superhero, I can do superhero things perfectly. No. And this movie showed it. The Vulture. Holy shit. A memorable villain that isn't Loki? No. Yes. The Vulture was played by Michael Keaton, who I believe has a bit of a wing fetish. He was Batman, he was Birdman, and now he's Vulture. I don't know about everyone else, Michael Keaton, but I get the feeling you got yourself some sort of wing fetish. I don't want to visit your house. I don't know. I'll just stay in the backyard with the other paparazzis. It's cool. Don't invite me in. No need. I appreciate it, really, I do. But I have a feeling one of those birds might have a dildo, and I don't want to know. This particular Vulture, he's tough. He's smart. He's cunning. This is a villain, and he isn't doing it just for himself. He's doing it for something bigger, something more than just his own ego. He's doing it for everyone around him. And I love that. He's never about himself. He's about his team. He's about his crew. He's about his family. And he didn't whine. That's the other thing. He did whine when he got screwed over by Stark Industries. And instead of whining about it, he overcame it and played to their game. This is still a bad guy, but who kind of did it with good intent. You can't blame him for doing it. And I think that's a really well-rounded villain. The side characters, Aunt May, Tony Stark, Happy, his best friend Ned, the weird emo girl Michelle, the crush Liz, and that douchebag Flack. All of them, plus more, you know, they did not overbear Peter Parker at all. In fact, they kind of helped Peter Parker to become stronger and become better to who he is. And it was all centered around him. That's what this movie was about. It was centered around Spider-Man, giving him more of a fleshed out character more than anything. The other characters, that's all they were meant to do. That's all they were meant to be about, and they did a phenomenal job. Most people might think, did Tony Stark get overshadowed by Peter Parker? No. He was there when he needed to be. Was Happy overshadowing? No. They were there right where they need to be, right when they needed to be, in that place they needed to be. Yeah! There are a ton of funny moments, more funny moments than any of the prior Spider-Man movies could ever make. Most, like, the other movies may have been a bit cheesy or maybe a little haha, but this one was hilarious. When it was funny, it was funny. One of my favorite moments was when he was trying to interrogate Spider-Man, of course, trying to interrogate the bad guys, or one of the bad guys, with his interrogation voice. This is my interrogation voice. Man, you sound like a girl when I first heard you. I'm not a girl! What are you talking about? Stop making fun of me! Good moment. That was awesome. That was my favorite moment in the film. But of course, there are some gripes in this film. Just a couple of gripes. First off, let's talk about the fact that this takes place 8 years later, after the Avengers fought Loki and his minions. Wait, this happened in 2009? I thought the movie Avengers took place in the year 2012. You're telling me now it was in 2009 when the whole situation happened? Or is it that it takes place in the year 2020, the Spider-Man movie? I don't know, I'm so lost. I don't get it. Sony, were you part of this? Did you make that happen? Are you just trying to sabotage Marvel? You better not, because I'll come after you. We'll all come after you. We'll riot. Don't play this game. Don't play this, Sony. I don't know when what begins where, or how it happened, or where. Does the Infinity Wars happen at the present 2018, or does it happen several years ago, or several years later? I don't know. I'm confused. Help me out, Marvel. Help me. I'm just a man. How come barely anybody knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man? He's a klutz, and yet nobody knew he was Spider-Man. Not a single person. Maybe only a couple people knew. How could you not figure it out? I mean, the Washington scene, the Washington D.C. scene. Hey man, you know, we were in Washington D.C., but we couldn't find Peter Parker, but there was Spider-Man at that one. Wait a minute. But otherwise, all in all, this was a great film. Despite the gripes, despite the mistakes, it was still a phenomenal film. They did a great job. Great job. That's how you do a Spider-Man movie. I absolutely loved it. I'm hoping that they stick with this because it was tremendously wonderful to see this film. They did a great job, and unpredictable moments from here and there. I liked it. See situations that I just went, ooh, or whoa, or oh my god. They did it so well. On a scale of 1 to 10, it gets a 9. I sincerely hope 20th Century Fox partakes in this because, guys, you have no idea what you're missing. Get the X-Men into the Marvel movies. Stop being stubborn. Just get them in. What's the worst that could happen? Did you like this movie? I sincerely hope you did. And if you did, let me know in the comments. If you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. You are gonna love it. You don't know what you're missing. It's great. Phenomenal. You'll enjoy it. And if you like this comment, if you liked... What comment? Oh, my comment. Yeah, my comments about the movie. Let me know in the comments below yourself. Tell me what you think. Good movie, bad movie, did you gonna see it? Are you gonna see it? Are you regretting seeing it? Who knows? Let me know. And if you like this video, be sure to comment and like this video. It's always great when it's in your head, but as soon as you put it out of your mouth, it sounds like you're a moron. Subscribe to me on my Facebook page, guys. It will really be appreciative. And more content to come. But in the meantime, you guys take care. More content to come. And as always, rock on.